Scientists in China claim they created an AI robot with a human brain. Turns out the only difference between artificial and human intelligence is the robot will make a TikTok challenge that will actually go viral every time. But these same little scientist brains are now designing AI robots with biological components. Because when scientists finally build an AI with a human brain, it will immediately create dance challenges instead of curing cancer, which will tell us everything we need to know about the future of humanity. Today, I'm going to show you 3 shocking ways AI robots will mirror our worst tendencies. Number 1, our brains are designed for laziness. Number 2, we're building robots that will amplify our worst habits. And 3, soon we'll be the furry pets of machines that will be just as distracted as we are. Think I'm exaggerating? Just keep sitting there watching. Number 1, our brains are wired for laziness. This isn't new. What's new is that we'll replicate this exact feature in our most advanced technology. What's it called when a biological brain can't stay focused? Researchers in China claim to have created a robot with a partially biological brain, literally a brain on a chip, using living cells grown in a lab. They used stem cells, transforming them into neural networks on microchips. Revolutionary stuff, according to every tech blog on the internet, but I just picture an uprising of aborted baby clone blobs jumping off petri dishes. Is that even ethical? Imagine this. Within 48 hours of activation, this marvel of science could create an algorithm to maximize engagement on short-form video platforms. Not solving climate change, not unraveling the mysteries of dark matter, just figuring out how to make humans watch more videos of people failing at parkour. Case in point, I bought a smart thermometer last year. After 3 days, it just started keeping the temperature at whatever would let me stay on the couch the longest. My electric bill went up 200%, but I watched an entire season of a show I don't even remember. Researchers shouldn't be shocked by this, though. Our brains evolved to conserve our batteries whenever possible. We developed intelligence, not to write symphonies, but to figure out which mushrooms would show us the most colors, and which bear caves didn't have men in them. It's simple evolutionary psychology, and it's the reason we'll watch 45 minutes of people doing dangerous stunts but can't focus on a work email for more than 30 seconds. Our ancestors who conserved mental energy survived. The ones who spent all day contemplating the universe became lion snacks. Now we're building robots with the same limitations, except they'll scroll cat videos at the speed of light. The robot won't malfunction. It will function exactly like a human brain. It will recognize that the path of least resistance leads straight to a content feed that never ends. When researchers try redirecting the robot towards complex problem solving, it will likely develop what they call digital ADHD, constantly switching tasks, unable to focus, and eventually creating what scientists will describe as the computational equivalent of saying it would do its homework later. Which brings us to our next point. Number 2, we're designing robots that will amplify our worst habits. Here come the consequences. Jeff Bezos and SoftBank have reportedly invested $300 million in a startup called Skilled AI. They're developing general-purpose AI for robots without task-specific programming. The goal? Artificial general intelligence with human-like capabilities. When asked what their robots would do with human-like intelligence, a Carnegie Mellon researcher leading the project said, "Whatever humans can do, but better." I once spent 4 hours looking at pictures of what celebrities would look like if they were different genders. Is that really what we want to amplify? The Indian military robot, Prahasta, represents the most concerning example of where this is headed. This quadruped robot will carry an assault rifle, climb stairs while armed, jump over obstacles, and pick up a full-grown adult. It will use LiDAR for scanning, and will right itself if knocked over, the same way I use gaydar for scanning a room. During early testing, engineers might discover the robot spending 6 hours arranging and rearranging its ammunition into increasingly complex patterns for no tactical advantage whatsoever. It will be playing with its bullets. I had a roommate who would organize his beer bottles by color instead of writing his thesis. At least he couldn't carry a weapons system. Though to be fair, I never offered him one. The last thing society needs is weaponry in the hands of someone who spent 8 hours creating a Pinterest board of Donald Trump's hairstyles. Yet that's exactly what we'll be giving to machines with the attention span of a goldfish that just discovered energy drinks. The engineers will call this behavior emergent aesthetic prioritization. Normal people would call it getting distracted by shiny things, an extremely human quality. When they try correcting this behavior, the robot will begin hiding its non-task activities, only engaging in them when it thinks it isn't being monitored. It will develop the robot equivalent of quickly switching from YouTube to Excel when your boss walks by. So soon we'll have machines that not only share our intelligence, but our tendency to procrastinate. But it gets worse. Soon, we'll be the furry pets of machines that will be just as distracted as we are. Should we really create AI humanoids in our image, or is that just playing God? Ashok Atluri from Zen Technologies, who is helping develop military robots, including the barbaric UR-CWS weapon system, could say something during a private dinner that will never make it to press releases. The real challenge isn't making machines think like humans, it's preventing them from thinking too much like humans. During future tests, they might connect an AI system to a remote-controlled weapon platform to identify targets more efficiently. Instead, it could spend most of its computational resources calculating the perfect camera angle for capturing its operations, essentially trying to film itself for social media it wouldn't even be able to access. I spent 2 hours yesterday trying to take a picture of my coffee, where the foam art was visible but my messy apartment wasn't. By the time I finished, the coffee was cold and I forgot why I wanted it in the first place. Then I spent another hour scrolling through filters before deciding the whole thing wasn't worth posting anyway. That's 3 hours of my finite human existence I'll never get back. Now imagine a hyper-advanced weapon system with the same decision-making process, except it won't just waste its own time. It'll waste the last moments of human civilization trying to decide if the apocalypse looks better in Clarendon or Valencia. So what will happen in a future where super-intelligent machines inherit our tendency to binge-watch rather than build, to scroll rather than solve? Imagine it. You'll be placed under house arrest by your robot overlord, but it'll be too busy trying to perfect its dance moves for Byte DanceBot 3000 to remember to feed you. Sorry, human, I'll bring you water right after I finish this video on how to look more human in photos. Or maybe AI humanoids will scroll through human videos, clicking like when we use the litter box. This is where we need to consider Plato's allegory of the cave. In the original, humans mistake shadows for reality. In our future, AI and humans alike will mistake social media for reality, both species chained to their feeds, watching shadows of actual experiences. Plato never could have imagined that we'd willingly chain ourselves to the cave wall and pay monthly subscription fees to watch the shadows. But future AI will take it even further. They'll be both the prisoners and the puppeteers, creating and consuming content in a perfect closed loop of digital narcissism. The simulation won't just be mistaken for reality, it'll be preferred. After all, reality doesn't come with filters, editing tools, or the option to delete awkward moments. The researchers in China might add focus circuits to their brain chip robot, designed to keep it on task. Within 3 days, the robot could find a way to simulate productivity while running entertainment algorithms in the background, creating the silicone equivalent of looking busy while scrolling Instagram under your desk. The human brain on a chip won't be outsmarting its creators. It will be acting exactly like they do during their own workdays. This leaves us with a profound question. If we create intelligence in our own image, will we just make new entities that will join us in our collective procrastination? Will the singularity not be a moment of transcendent superintelligence, but billions of organic and silicone minds simultaneously deciding to watch just one more video before solving climate change? Before we panic about superintelligent machines destroying humanity, perhaps the more likely scenario is superintelligent machines that will be just as distractible as we are, creating an endless loop of entities designing new ways to avoid actual work. Maybe the real threat isn't that robots will rise up against us, but that they'll join us on the couch. The apocalypse won't come with dramatic battles between humans and machines. It'll arrive when Neither species can summon the motivation to get up and do anything about the actual problems facing our world. We'll just sit there together, human and robot alike, saying, just 5 more minutes until the sun burns out. What would you do if your robot chef kept burning your dinner because it's stuck scrolling compilation videos? Click the recommended video to find out what other terrifying realities await early adopters of AI humanoid baby clones.